My channel. My name is Blessing, and on this channel, we talk about everything relationship and marriage. We also talk about trending news. So, first of all, I give credit to the creators of all the clips used in this analysis, and this analysis is only for educative purposes alone. So, let's get right into the topic for today. But first of all, let me ask you something. What happens when someone starts asking questions that powerful people don't want answers to? So, in September 2025, conservative commentator and founder of Turning Point USA, Charlie Kirk, was assassinated while speaking at a university event. The killer still not publicly identified, the motive still not clear, but here's where things are getting really strange. Just days before his death, Kirk had been speaking openly about the release of the Epstein files. The Epstein files documents tied to the crimes and connections of financier Jeffrey Epstein. Now, the internet is asking dangerous questions. Was his death connected to what he knew or what he was about to reveal to the public? So let's break it down. First, let's start with the facts. In 2025, Charlie Kirk was shot during a speaking engagement at a university in Utah. The attack shocked political cycles across the United States. The killing quickly became one of the most controversial political assassinations in recent times, and almost immediately theories started spreading. Some people blamed extremist groups, some blamed political enemies, others went even further. They started connecting the death to the Epstein scandal. The Epstein files are a massive collection of documents tied to Jeffrey Epstein's trafficking network. So these are records that with flight logs, financial transactions, witness testimonies, names of powerful people connected to Epstein. For years now, many Americans have believed that the full truth about Epstein has never been revealed. So when a political figure like Charlie Clerk publicly pushed for transparency, people started watching closely to see what is actually going to happen. And then he was killed. And suddenly the timing raised eyebrows. So after his death, conspiracy theories exploded online. Some commentators suggested he was silenced. Some said powerful allies wanted him gone. Some also said the Epstein file might expose influential figures. That's why they took him out. Others suggested completely different motives, including foreign governments or political extremists. But here's the critical point that I want to really point to. There is currently no confirmed evidence linking to Kirk's death to the Epstein files. Investigations and released documents have not actually shown that Charlie Kirk or his wife were mentioned in the Epstein files. So why would he be killed? Yet the speculation keep growing because the one thing that first conspiracy theories more than anything else is uncertainties. So let's listen to other creators how they analyze this particular Epstein file that is connected to Charlie Kirk's death. Then we'll come back and do an analysis.
Intentionally covered up for Jared Kushner's Israeli business friends who sold Ivanka and Jared their Miami mansion, and they were just found guilty of sex trafficking. Remember, Kash Patel said there was no evidence of trafficking in the files, none. Yet, these Israeli-American brothers, Tal, Aren, and Alon Alexander, were indeed in the files. And we can assume that because of their relationship with Jared Kushner, they enjoyed a warm relationship with Donald Trump. They certainly visited the White House multiple times. They even were invited to the annual Hanukkah party. And I'm wondering if it's because of that they had their last names redacted from the Epstein files. Trump is protecting his friends. He's protecting Jared's friends. He is protecting Israel. And I got to tell you, it is good to be an Israeli piece of filth that is in with the Trumps and the Kushners. The redactions didn't matter in the end, thanks to the crusade of Congressman Thomas Massie, among others, who Trump now wants primaried down in Kentucky because Israel wants him out. He's not a Zionist. The brothers were revealed because of him, and they were, like I told you, just found guilty in a major sex trafficking case. And well, I guess let's just check out this news clip to see what sorts of people this administration is working to defend and cover for. Take a listen.
The Alexander brothers worked together and with others to repeatedly and violently drug, sexually assault, and rape dozens of female victims.
All three brothers were arrested in December of 2024. During the trial, the jury heard from 11 women who accused the brothers of rape or sexual assault, including allegations that the Alexanders had drugged the women before assaulting them, even recording certain encounters without consent. The jury found Tal, Oren, and Alon guilty of sex trafficking charges, Tal and Alon guilty of sex trafficking a minor, and Oren and Alon guilty of sexual abuse.
Why are Israelis like this? Like, what is wrong with them? I'm asking seriously. And allow me to reiterate what's going on here. So Kash 33 Patel, and the President of the United States, likely under the instruction of his son-in-law, Jared Kushner, who everybody knows is running the White House. He was running the White House back in 2020. He's the reason Trump has already admitted that Jared told me to bomb Iran. He told me that they might preemptively strike. Everything he does is because Jared Kushner tells him to. They have just proven they were willing to lie via redactions to the American people to protect rapists, Israeli rapists, and sex traffickers because they donate to the IDF. You can apparently traffic and you can rape humans as long as you support Israel. That's the most important thing.
What have we learned when it comes to wars, and especially wars in the Middle East? What you draw up on a whiteboard rarely happens. What you think theoretically is going to occur, there might be unintended and unforeseen consequences, especially when you're talking about a country 2.5 times the size of Texas. It has 90 million people and was an ancient and great power with well over a dozen ethnic groups. Who's going to run the country exactly, Lindsey Graham? This sounds like Hillary Rodham Clinton in Libya. So I'm pointing to the first extreme right now, the neoconservative extreme. We must go take off the head of the snake right now. And Donald Trump is doing a phenomenal job of resisting these calls for regime change. Yeah, the Ayatollah is awful, but maybe he's one of the few guys that can keep that country together and not have a 90 million person civil war. I honestly don't think the neoconservative extreme needs to be represented philosophically anymore. It's uninteresting to me. They've done a mess of Iraq, Afghanistan, Libya, the entire Middle East, Ukraine. We know what the neoconservatives believe.
Despite us being able to clearly hear what Charlie felt about Iran, about the idea of regime change in Iran, his best friends, the amazing McCoy and, of course, wargaming Blake Neff, actually got into his studio and shared this.
He also always did have trust with the president, and he would look for the bright side of things. And he was an American patriot, so he would pray for our success once that began. In private, he would be not happy with the situation, and he would express his thoughts. You would oftentimes see him talk about it on the show. But then as soon as this would happen, he would have trust in the president. He would try to calm people down. And so it's really irritating for me to see so many people on social media have the opposite reaction, to use his voice to actually cause chaos, to actually cause fear of the situation, to actually cause hatred of President Trump in this whole ordeal, when actually that's not what he would want.
It really is just amazing to watch it. It's shameless, like I said. After Operation Midnight Hammer, which was Trump agreeing on a limited strike on Iran's nuclear sites, we told you the truth back then. They wanted a full-scale war. That's what Bibi wanted. That's what the Zionists around Trump wanted. And the one person who stood between America's involvement with a full-scale war in Iran was Charlie Kirk. With Charlie Kirk was at the White House, and he convinced Trump that it was a terrible idea that would crater his support and ruin his legacy. Bibi and his minions, they were angry about that. It is my personal belief that that is the very reason.
So here's the real reason this story refuses to die. 3 big questions remain unanswered concerning the death of Charlie Kirk. The motive is still unclear why he was killed. So authorities have not fully explained why the attack really happened on him. Secondly, the suspect's situation remains murky. Many people online point out that the case doesn't feel closed at all. Thirdly, the Epstein story itself is unfinished. For years, Americans have believed that the full network behind Epstein has not been exposed. So when you combine those things together, you get a perfect storm for speculations. But here's something important. History shows that when major political figures die, suddenly people always search for deeper explanation. We saw it with John F. Kennedy, we saw it with Robert Kennedy, even modern political figures. This is actually true. Sometimes the internet connects dots that were never actually connected, and sometimes the dots really are not connected. The problem is until investigations reveal more information, nobody truly knows what really happened or why Charlie Kirk was killed. So let me ask you the question again. Was Charlie Kirk's death just a tragic political assassination, or was he getting too close to something powerful people didn't want to be exposed? Right now, the official answer is simple. There's no evidence linking his death to the Epstein files, but the internet is not convinced yet. And until the full truth comes out, this question will continue to haunt American politics. What do you think? Is it a coincidence that he was killed or something bigger? Drop your thoughts in the comment section. And if you want more breakdowns of stories like this in the media, and if the media isn't clearly to you, just subscribe to my channel, because some stories are deeper than what they actually look like. So see you in my next video.